Good morning guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are back with another full day of eating. I was literally like planning my whole day of food yesterday and I'm so excited. I feel like we're gonna have a good day. So I thought that actually we could talk about my goals at the moment because I don't feel like I've properly spoken about things that I'm aiming for or what I'm kind of doing at the moment with my diet. And truthfully, I have tracked macros and calories religiously for such a long time previously. I haven't done it in a little while because I haven't needed to. I honestly couldn't recommend like tracking your macros and calories enough, especially if you've never done it before, because it teaches you so much about food and like what's in food and what your body kind of needs. So when you've been doing it for quite a long time, like I have done previously, you honestly know like how to fuel yourself and what kind of makes you feel good. Yeah, if you've not done it before, I would recommend doing it, even if it's only for like a day or a week. Definitely give it a try. At the moment, I'm not tracking my macros and calories at all because I don't really have like a physique goal / a goal that means I need to do that. I'm literally just eating to feel good. I want to stay like relatively lean because that's how I feel. That's when I feel like my best, if you get what I mean. Running wise at the moment, I'm still running twice a week. I am strength training 3 times a week. And I feel like I've just got like such a nice, happy balance with everything. And where I'm so busy with work, that's just kind of like what suits me the most. So I think it's really important to find out like what is your balance and like what suits you the most as well. Because obviously everybody is so different and what works for me might not work for you. And I'm not saying that you have to work out 5 times a week because you definitely don't. So yeah, obviously this video is to show you what I'm eating, but remember that like we're all so different. So what I eat is probably like not the same as like what you want to eat or what you can eat, but definitely take like inspiration from the meals and stuff. And I'll make sure I put all the recipes below in the description so that if you want to make anything, then you of course can. But anyways, starting the day off strong, I really wanted to make something like different this morning. And I actually went and bought some hash browns the other day. So this is probably more like a weekend breakfast for most people. Like obviously I work for myself, so I have the beauty of being able to have what I want every morning. But I'm gonna make loaded hash browns for brekkie. Let's get into the recipe. This is what you need. I'm really excited. Also, just a quick one. If it sounds really echoey, it's because it is. Basically, we're having like part of our kitchen redone. And actually, I'm making plans to like change this kitchen a little bit. We're not ripping out or anything, but I'm gonna take you guys through the process. It's gonna look a little bit different soon, which is gonna be really fun. But anyways, let me show you first before I get into this video, the progress. So basically, we've got like a built-in bench area now. Of course, it's like nowhere near finished, so it needs to be painted and like finished off. Yeah, it's like kind of like a quarter done. And then of course, we're gonna get like upholstery for the bench so it will go like all around it. But yeah, it's just given us so much more room, honestly. Like I need to get a couple chairs for here as well. And then this bit, which you can't really see, but this is gonna be a glass cabinet, really nice. It will basically have like all my pots and stuff in it. So like pots that are in my pantry, I'm gonna put on here in display, which will look super cute. I'm gonna paint this whole thing like a really nice creamy color. I'm actually thinking slipper satin from Farrow and Ball, which I think can be quite nice. Okay, so to make my loaded hash browns, I mean, to be honest, you could load them up with whatever you want to load them up with. But I find the McCain hash browns are the best ones, love these. I'm gonna top mine with some smashed avocado, drizzle over some sour cream, and then we're gonna have some crispy bacon and some chives. I was just thinking actually if I want to put egg on it, but I don't think I'm going to. I feel like it might be a little bit too much. I'm also going to add this seasoning to the avocado because honestly this makes guacamole taste so good. And you know what, I might actually grate over a little bit of red Leicester cheese, so I'm going to add these two into it as well. Okay, so first of all, I've got my air fryer. I'm really conscious that this is really echoey, so I'm really sorry for this. I think that it's not, but it's not going to be forever. I'm gonna add my hash browns to it. I'm actually gonna do maybe a few more than I need because I feel like if I'm cooking hash browns, Kieran is gonna want some hash browns. I've seen people online actually, once they're like kind of part cooked, they actually smash them down to make them bigger because these are obviously like frozen. I can't do it right now, so I feel like I might try it halfway through. I'm just literally gonna air fry these, just pop them in. I think it actually says on the back of these if you air fry them. It actually does. 200 degrees C for 10 to 15 minutes. And then while that cooks, I'm just gonna fry off my crispy bacon. Got my masher, and I'm gonna try and just flatten them a bit now that they're like warm. Well, do you know what? It's actually working. Okay. Because I feel like this is gonna make them just slightly crispier and also like a bigger base. Because our hash browns in the UK are absolutely tiny compared to the ones in the US. I'm jealous. So they're semi-flattened. Let's pop them back in and crisp them up. Okay, so I've got my cooked, flattened hash browns. I'm gonna add a bit of red Leicester cheese to the bottom of them. I was actually thinking I could put these back in the air fryer and melt the cheese. Then we're gonna add a bit of guac, some crispy bacon. Oh my God, these honestly look so good. I've actually just made some sour cream a little bit more watery because I'm gonna pour it on top. I don't really know how this is gonna go, so this could go very badly, but I was gonna drizzle it like this. Okay. Not quite how I imagined it. I've just literally cleaned it up a bit, and then I'm gonna add some chives, and that is basically it. These honestly look unbelievable. What do we think? Okay, let's give these a try. Wow, that's unreal. These are so good. Let's try. Ah! Oh my God!
Yeah, good that.
I just ate it all in one. I'm actually gonna be really on it this week and do a bit of meal prep. One, it helps so much when I'm busy. And two, it just makes me make better food choices. I just know that I'm gonna thank myself later when I don't really have much time to cook, but I've still got a really good, nutritious meal. So I'm gonna do a bit of meal prep with you. Obviously, guys, it's coming into December. We're getting festive. I've already got my Christmas tree up. I had mixed feelings about that because I know I put it up really early, but I don't feel like you can celebrate Christmas too early. So anyways, I'm gonna do something that is Christmas inspired for my meal prep over the next few days. And you guys know I love a bagel. So I'm actually gonna make some festive Christmas bagels for my meal prep. And one thing I literally love about Christmas is I love that I can have as much brie and cranberry as I like, and there's nothing better than like a brie and cranberry sandwich. I'm actually gonna meal prep this entire meal in my COSORI turbo air fryer. This one has 2 baskets, so this is the standard size, and as you can see, it fits on my worktop really well. But the drawers have such a big capacity. Like, I love how they're square and massive. Like, you can fit so much in these, plus it comes with like this grill rack. So basically you can cook 3 layers in this entire air fryer, which is amazing. So I like to cook my potatoes and stuff in the bottom. I'll cook like the bagel, or lightly toast it, should I say, in like on top of this rack when I'm nearly done. And then the top one, I like to cook my meats and stuff, but this is the same size, but obviously just slightly less deep compared to the bottom one. This air fryer has a top-down heat flow, and genuinely it's one of the best things that I've got for my kitchen. Also, I think I showed you last time when I used this air fryer, but basically you can cook a whole meal and set each tray for like a different time, but you can like match them up. So say if like you're cooking chips and they're 30 minutes and you're cooking your meat and that's like 25 minutes, you can basically cook the chips and then set it for the meat to come on like 5 minutes later so they finish at the same time. Like, it makes cooking so simple and I just love it. So anyways, let's get into my Christmas meal prep bagels and I'm gonna show you exactly how I use my air fryer. To make my meal prep bagels, I'm gonna be using some turkey breast fillets. I'm just gonna season these with salt and pepper, olive oil, and basically just cook them in the air fryer. And I think I might like either slice them or shred them, I'm not sure yet. And then we've got some potatoes because I love roast potatoes. I'm not gonna be roasting these. I'm gonna be cutting them into like slices and then popping them into the bagels so that they're easy to eat and include. I've got salt and pepper. These bagels are my favorite ones. They're like really soft and fluffy. So I'm gonna use these Warburton ones. We've got some brie, cranberry sauce, and then I'll probably put some rocket in when I'm ready to eat because I love a bit of rocket. Okay, I've got my turkey breast here. I'm just gonna spray them with some olive oil. But be quite generous because obviously turkey is quite lean. So I wanna make sure that it stays nice and moist. I've just got this salt and pepper mix. This is from Cornish Sea Salt. And to be honest, it's really good. And then all I'm gonna do is just literally wrap it up. And then I'm gonna actually pop this in the top layer of my air fryer. And then once I've prepared the potatoes, we can pop it all on as one meal. For the potatoes, I'm literally just gonna cut them into round slivers like this, because then they'll sit quite nicely in my bagels. Otherwise, if you've got like chunks of potato, I can't see that going in a bagel very well. And then once they're all chopped up, I'm just gonna add them straight to the bottom of my air fryer. I've used around 200 grams, so about 50 grams per bagel. I'm gonna spray with some olive oil. So you want these to go nice and crispy. And then season with lots of salt. I don't actually like putting pepper on my potatoes. I just like them to be like super salty. Top layer, I've got the turkey. In the bottom layer, I've got the potatoes. So I'm gonna press on. And then for the top one, which is my turkey, I don't wanna cook it too hot because turkey will go really dry. So I'm gonna put that on to 20 minutes at 190. And then I'm gonna press sync. So for my bottom layer, I'm gonna put the potatoes at 200 degrees for 20 minutes. And there we go. They're both cooking at different temperatures for the same time. My potatoes are so nearly done, but I'm actually just gonna pop this layer on top of it. And this is the top of the bagels because I want to lightly toast them, and you'll see what I'm going to do with the bottom ones. I'm just going to put that back in for 2 minutes. Everything is now cooked. So I've got the roast turkey in there, which I'll show you in a minute. And then I've also got my toasted bagels and my potatoes. So these are just my seasoned turkey breasts, and I'm literally just going to cut it in slivers. And then that way I can just layer it into my bagels. And honestly, look how juicy this is. Like, turkey is normally quite dry, but it's so juicy, like all the juice is coming out of it. Okay, first of all, on the base of each bagel, I'm gonna layer up with some cranberry sauce. I haven't toasted the bases yet, so you'll see why in a minute. Next, I'm gonna add some potato slices. How good do these look, honestly? Then I'm gonna add some roast turkey. This is what's gonna make the bagels high protein and then also quite filling as well. So I used 2 turkey breasts for 4 bagels, so that's 4 portions. And to top it off, I'm gonna add some brie, because like I said, I just absolutely love brie. You can obviously put as much or as little as you like. But if you're counting your macros and calories, I would obviously just make sure that you've made each portion relatively the same and you've weighed it out. And then I'm just gonna take the base of my air fryer and pop each bagel into it before just popping back in the air fryer to melt the cheese. And that's why we don't cook the bottoms of the bagels. These will go in for about 3 minutes at 190. Wow, these look so good. And then to finish off my Christmas bagels, I'm just gonna add some rocket to each one. You can of course just like add this when you're ready to eat if you want. I'm just gonna add it so you can see. I actually don't really like cooked rocket, but a lot of people do. So yeah, if you don't like cooked rocket, just add it in at the end or just don't add it in at all. We are gonna top off with the lids. I like to wrap these in baking paper to store them in my fridge. And then when you're ready to heat, or eat, shall I say, you just pop them in the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes, or even back in your air fryer if I'm actually really honest. And they will heat up really nicely, or you can of course just eat them cold. So yeah, they're quite good in terms of like meal prep because you have the choice to do either. Yum, who doesn't love a meal prep Christmas bagel? I don't know. I am super excited that I'm able to work with COSORI again because honestly, it's just like the most authentic thing for me because I've literally just been using it so much, and I know that you guys will see that if you've watched my previous videos. But if you want to get yourself a COSORI air fryer and the exact same one as me as well, I'll put a link below and then you can have a look and get one for yourself. And if you have any questions, obviously just give me a shout and I'll get back to you in the comments. But for now, before I pack these up, I was just gonna wrap them in some baking paper. Let's just give them a little try. Oh, it's like a roast dinner in a bagel. I am gonna train upper body today. So I'm gonna have a quick banana as a snack because since having my bagel for lunch, all I've done is set up my computer and work, which is fun. But yeah, I'm gonna have this little snack and then I'm gonna go in the gym.
We're in trances, going all to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed. You like the fast life, you like to drive and get down and dirty, act like the bad guy. You want some love, be like when you feel like calling at midnight. You got the best of me.
Good evening, guys. I'm just about to cook my dinner. I've actually just already chopped it up because Kieran was cooking his own meal, which looks
unbelievable. Go on, show.
Not great. So tonight I thought I could make a loaded sweet potato bowl, but I'm gonna cook some taco beef mince. So basically just beef mince with taco seasoning, and then load it up with loads of veggies, cheese, use some more sour cream because obviously I used that for breakfast and I need to use it up. And then I might just add some mozzarella and red Leicester cheese to the top. Love a combination, but these are the ingredients that you're gonna need. I've got 1 onion and red pepper. Then I've got beef mince. I'm only gonna use 150 grams of this. Kieran, do you want me to cook you any?
Yeah.
Right, so 300 grams. Then I've got sour cream, mozzarella, red Leicester, sweet potato. I actually just leave the skin on. To be honest, it's just so much easier. And do you know what? I don't actually mind it. And then lastly, I have got some taco beef seasoning. Also, excuse my pajamas. I've literally just had a shower as well. I love just like having a shower at the end of the day and just getting ready for bed, even though I'm obviously about to cook. So I'm gonna put my sweet potato in my air fryer because it's just so easy to just air fry them. And then spray them with some olive oil and just some salt and pepper. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy, to be honest. And then this can just go in my air fryer for around 25 minutes at 180 degrees C. Next, it's super easy. I'm just gonna fry my peppers and onions with some salt and pepper until they're nice and soft. And then I just set them aside. I'm just gonna add in the beef mince. Now that the beef mince is nice and brown, I'm gonna add in some taco seasoning. and a little bit of water. One thing I love to do is while the beef mince in the pan, I just coat it in a bit of mozzarella because then it makes it like super cheesy. Potatoes are all cooked and now it's literally time to layer up my taco bowl. First of all, I'm gonna add in my sweet potato. That looks delish. Then I'm gonna add in my onions and peppers, followed by the really cheesy taco beef mince. I just find like putting the cheese on in the pan, you just ensure that you do get the melty cheese. Then finally we've got some more cheese and a big teaspoon of sour cream. Arthur is literally eyeing up my dinner. But anyways, this is my loaded sweet potato bowl. I literally love switching it up from like sweet potato to normal potato because otherwise it can get a bit boring. And sweet potato just hits differently. Oh my God. It's gonna be really hot. Okay, listen up. If you like flapjacks, I found my new favorite thing that you can get in Sainsbury's. These are 18 milk chocolate flapjack bites. Per bite, 70 calories. Oh my goodness, these taste unbelievable. So good. I'm literally eating them like all this week. Anyways, I'm actually gonna leave this video here because I've finished eating for the day and we're just gonna settle down in the living room for the night. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you got lots of inspiration for the next week from it. And I will see you at the same time next week. Bye guys.